Welcome to Risk 66 Accelerated Training video on elements of a captive feasibility study. I'm Tim Coomer. Let's get started. So why form a captive? When the products offered by insurers do not meet an insured's risk financing needs, the best option might be to form a captive insurer. The main reason why organizations wish to better control their risk management programs are excessive pricing, limited capacity, coverage that is unavailable in the traditional insurance market, or the desire for a more cost-efficient risk financing mechanism. Other reasons for utilizing captive insurance include broader coverage, stability in pricing and availability, improved cash flow, and increased control over the program. Let's look at some of the reasons to form a captive in more detail. First, there's broader coverage. Many captives are established because insurance in the commercial market is prohibitively expensive, poorly matched to the insurer's needs, or not available at all. A captive insurer can successfully provide coverage for difficult risks that is tailored to fit the exact needs of the insured, as long as the captive operates within sound underwriting, actuarial, and regulatory guidelines. Stability in pricing and availability. Pricing stability is achieved over time as the captive matures and expands its own risk retention capability. The more capital that is accumulated, the greater the captive insurer's ability to retain risk and insulate itself from changes in the commercial insurance market. A captive insurer can also provide stability in the availability of coverage. Improved cash flow. Cash flow improvements are achieved in a number of ways. Losses retained through a captive reduce or eliminate underwriting profits, and reduced losses increase them. Because captive insurance inherently offers financial rewards for effectively controlling losses, safety and loss control get a higher level of attention. The underwriting profits and gains from the invested premiums that would otherwise be held by a conventional insurer are retained by the captive. Even with conservative investment portfolios, the dollar amounts are substantial due to the high levels of capital and surplus typically held. Finally, cash flow is improved by reducing the expense factors associated with commercial insurance. Generally, insurers allot 60% or more of premiums taken in to loss payments, while the other 40% or so covers expenses and profits. Captives have far fewer expense components than do commercial insurers. Estimates for the expense components of captives typically fall in the 15% to 30% range. This means that for every $10 million in net written premium, a successful operating captive can save insureds $1 million to $2.5 million in expenses alone. Increased control is another significant benefit of a captive. Ownership and control by its insurers distinguish a captive insurer from a commercial insurer. This is not the type of ownership or control evidenced by a normal percentage share in the company's surplus. It means ownership in the company's strategic business purpose. Captive insurers offer increased control in a number of other ways as well. For one, captive owners have more control over insurance-related services such as safety and loss control and claims administration. Safety and loss control services established by a captive can be tailored to each participant's individual needs, resulting in safer workplaces and more favorable loss experience. Claims handling services are unbundled and separately arranged. Strict guidelines can be drafted and enforced by the captive. This is preferable to allowing a commercial insurer, whose interests might be more self-serving than an insured desires, to dictate how claims are handled. Now let's look a little closer at the captive feasibility study itself. Typically, a team of professionals work together to produce a captive feasibility study. And this typically involves the actuary, accounting and legal services, and a captive manager. The feasibility study typically will discuss the following topics: actuarial services, pro forma financial statements for 5 years, a business plan, comparison between different domiciles that are being considered, other insurance, the captive structure, and risk transfer. In the actuarial portion of the captive feasibility study, we'll look at analysis of future costs. Usually the largest cost of any insurance program is going to be the losses. Retentions, confidence level, payout schedules, investment income. Then in the actuarial and/or captive manager section, they frequently will work together for this. There will be a pro forma financial statements for the next 5 years. Other sections of the feasibility study written by the captive manager or other service providers include the business plan, which will look at capitalization, operating budget, risk to be insured, underwriting, claims management, and compliance and reporting. In the domicile comparison section of the report, there will be a comparison between the domiciles being considered, the application fees, the minimum capitalization requirements, premiums, and excise taxes. In the section on other insurance, a discussion about the fronting insurer will be provided, along with reinsurance capacity and options. And in the last couple of sections, we'll look at captive structure options, discuss single parent options, the group captive option, and 831Bs. And also we'll discuss risk transfer and the various income tax consequences and considerations relative to risk transfer. The captive feasibility study is an important document that supports the decision as to whether or not to form a captive insurance company. If you are considering the captive option, please contact Sigma Actuarial Consulting Group. For expanded information, see the resources listed along with this video or contact Sigma Actuarial Consulting Group at support@sigmaactuary.com. Thank you for taking time to watch this Elements of a Captive Feasibility Study accelerated training video from Risk 66.